I put the clothes in the suitcase and zip it.
Right.
I put the jelly in the jar and I twist it.
Some people just swim with it. Right.
That's hard.
Oh my goodness.
Hold it down, hold it down.
What else going on?
I take the ball, I bounce it,
Whoa.
I shoot, I miss it. He missed it.
Wow. Crazy.
Psych! I switched it!
Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me. So, I recently visited my boy's channel, Andrew from Don't Walk Run production. I like his channel, man. He a white guy, but I find when it comes to knowledge, you can learn something from everybody. Even a baby, you know what I'm saying? You can learn from a baby. And the video was him debunking black inventors' so-called inventions.
Let's take a look at another video called 15 Inventions Created by Black Americans.
Before Black History Month is over, I wanted to take a moment to give thanks to the POC, pioneers of color, that came before us.
Oh, good grief.
During my research, I was blown away by just how many African American inventions we use on the day-to-day. And it got me thinking just how different life might be if it weren't for black ingenuity. And though this video could literally be hours long, I narrowed it down to some of my favorites.
So there's your setup. This video is purportedly going to show us 15 inventions created by Black Americans. So let's see if this guy did the proper research. Spoiler alert, he didn't.
The automatic gear shift, Richard Spikes. For those of us who hate driving clutch, we have this guy to thank.
Okay, first of all, Richard Spike's name is spelled wrong, so we're off to a great start. But more importantly, Richard Spikes didn't invent the automatic gear shift. Because if you read the actual patent, Richard Spikes writes, "My invention relates to improvements in automatic gear shifts." In other words, he made mechanical improvements on something that already existed. In fact, he wasn't even the first to improve on it. That would be Henry R. Hoffman, who applied for a patent for automatic gear shift and speed control 8 years earlier and wrote, "My invention relates to improvements in automatic gear shifts and more particularly to the gear shift mechanism of a motor vehicle." So while he may have improved on it in some way, Richard Spikes did not invent the automatic gear shift.
And stuff like that. And now, before I jump into what I think about the video, I'm gonna say this when it comes to intelligence and who I am and how I think. Like I say, okay, look, I didn't start reading until 2002. The first time I ever read a book was in 2002, I think. Yes, and it was a romance novel, and it was 300 and something pages, and it was about some white lady in the West, and she ended up getting captured by Indian. This nigga big as shit, looking like fucking you know that nigga riding on that white guy with the long flowing hair riding on the horse and shit. He's supposed to be an Indian, and he ended up getting a white lady. I don't who wrote the book. I don't know. Probably was a Danielle Steele book or something like that. Anyway, I read that shit. And long story short about the book, she ended up falling for the Indian that captured her bitch ass. You get me? He killed everybody and captured her and a couple of other chicks that was with her and shit. And the other chicks was getting raped and shit, but he liked the white girl. It was a stupid ass book, but it shows a lot about women's and their fantasies and shit like that. If you meet a girl reading romance novels, 9 times out of 10 she probably a freak. Hey, so anyway, yeah, after I read that first book, it took me a month to read it, and I took off after that. I read everything I got my hands on. I was really interested in learning and reading. You get what I'm saying? And then I run into a cat that was locked up, and you know, I like reading, but I was into like the fantasy stuff at first. You get me? And then I ended up running into a cat. They was sitting at a table. You know, they was conversing and shit like that, talking about knowledge and stuff. So I sat down, and you know, the guy asked me. He was like, you know, what you bring to the table? And I'm like, what you talking about? He was like, you know, you can only sit down if you got something interesting to talk about. You get what I'm saying? And I didn't have nothing. You get me? So I couldn't really talk to him. And that's crazy, but yes, that's just the way it is. Nigga ain't trying to talk to nobody who ain't got nothing to talk about. We trying to discuss something. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, the same cat ended up giving me some books. He slid me some books to read. You get what I'm saying? This is why I ran into that book, Afro-Atlanticus, the one where they was like, you know, they on an island and shit. It's the island comes up and black people can survive on the island and shit, but white people can't. And in the end, you know, since black people couldn't decide if they wanted to leave America and go to that island that they can exist on, half of them wanted to stay, half of them wanted to go. It's like the island went down back to the bottom. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, that was something to think about. You know, if we can't come together, then shit, you know, we can't make nothing happen. Anyway, so yeah, I read a lot of books. I read one, you know, by black girls and shit like that, you know, back in the day. Did you know that there was a lot of women who used to put coat hangers in they vaginas and shit, stir it around just so they can get rid of babies and stuff like that? I don't know if a lot of y'all knew this, but you'll probably read it if you hear talking about how abortions was done and shit like that. Some people voluntarily did that shit, and that shit was crazy. That opened my mind about things too. You get what I'm saying? Now I'm already in fucking jail. You get what I'm saying? So I'm around all these guys and stuff like that. So that right there, that mindset, those mentalities, and here I am trying to survive in this fucking jungle and shit, and I have to outthink all my opponents that's around me. It's been times I've had to have fights with people, and I couldn't even whoop the people like I wanted to. You get what I'm saying? Why? Because if I beat them too bad, then I might end up getting jumped by everybody else around me. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes I had to take punches and not give them just to live and fight another day. I don't know if any of y'all understand that. You get what I'm saying? I had to think people, you know, I always say to myself, you know, maybe you can call me a narcissist if you want to, but this is my belief. Look, I don't know about them people in Harvard and shit like that, but see, you go to school for a couple of days. I mean, for a couple of hours a day. You get what I'm saying? I fucking lived in goddamn school, a school of hard fucking knocks, the school of understanding, the school of manipulations and conniving ass people. I understand this. This is my expertise. You get what I'm saying? Because of my lifestyle, my experience, the things that I come in contact with. You can't tell me about crime. You can't tell me about criminals. You can't tell me about mean people, attitudes. You can't tell me about none of that because I've experienced it. I've studied it. I've eaten it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Woke up to it, went to sleep to it. You can't, you feel me, y'all? I know I don't talk as elegant as some of y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I forgot half the words that I even read. You get me what I'm saying? That's just, you know, I take what I need and that's what I need. Y'all try to dive deep in the shit and you end up confusing yourself. Some things are simple. 1 + 1 is 2. I don't know what else to talk about. What else were we talking about? You get what I'm saying? So here I am, and this is where my understanding is. I read books by African writers. You get what I'm saying? I done read Eldridge Cleaver's book, Soul on Ice. I've read that. I've read Malcolm X's autobiography. I've read Martin Luther King's autobiography. You get what I'm saying? I've read the long ass book. You get what I'm saying? And I read it 3 or 4, 5 times. You get what I'm saying? I've read books that some of y'all wouldn't even be able to get your hands on because they've already banned them and they already took them out the library. It was a book I read one time called What was it? It was called This Far by Faith. This Far by Faith. It was a book that talked about how Martin Luther King, you know, and all the civil rights activists used the Bible to defeat the white man. You get what I'm saying? Used his own words, took the spirit of God and all that other stuff, the Bible and the church, to get us fucking out of slavery. Do you understand that? Some people wouldn't even tell you about that. You get me? The church played a big part of getting us out of fucking slavery. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't want to go to hell, so they repented and they changed their mind. They started seeing humans in us because of the Bible. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of black people want to fucking denounce the Bible like it ain't did nothing for the black community. Maybe today it don't. But back then, that was a source of relaxation, enjoyment, and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Y'all, we that was the one day that we could fucking go and relax and shit, where we didn't have to fucking pick cotton. Do y'all think about that? You feel me? While you talking about the Bible and shit like that, the Bible, going to church, that's what we worship. That's where our ancestors worship and shit like that. Found the strength to keep going, because a lot of you people drop like fucking flies. So I know if they had y'all mentality, we would have never got out of fucking slavery. Matter of fact, we probably would have never even made it out the boat. Y'all would have fucking jumped off the ship and killed yourself. You get what I'm saying? But this is no hatred for us as a people. This is more dislike and disappointment for all the actions that people are doing today. But see, a lot of y'all don't know a lot of things. What you know is what you know, and you take that knowledge and try to stretch it to everything else. There is so much out there. The man who knows that he knows not. No matter how much knowledge I get, no matter how much I think about things, I will never know everything. So I need to listen to individuals who know what I don't know, so I can collect more knowledge. So when it comes back to Andrew and this thing and this what is this Don't Walk Run video with him debunking this black people created this narrative. No, I'm real big on truth, and I feel that Andrew is somebody that will tell you the truth. You get what I'm saying? I like truth. I don't give a shit what color it comes from. I like Chinese people. I like Mexican people. I like everything's truthful about anybody. I take that. You get me? You can talk about the white man, but he knows something that I don't know, and I want to know it. You get what I'm saying? So no, I'm not. I'm gonna play like I'm supposed to. I'm gonna get this information. That's what I'm gonna get. You get what I'm saying? And I'll go to the source. I go to wherever the hell it is. And believe it or not, I like his video because it's fun to watch, and I agree, absolutely agree. But I already understood most of the stuff he was talking about. I really was interested in the guy that he was talking about.
The ice cream scooper, Alfred L. Crow.
Yuck.
Need I say more?
I mean, it would be nice if you did, but you won't, so it's up to me. This is Alfred L. Crowley, who invented this ice cream scoop and disher that allowed the user to scoop ice cream and squeeze the handle that would separate the ice cream from the scoop. And you know what that means? We finally have an invention created by a black American inventor. Took long enough.
You know I hate fake people, and this guy right here is fake as shit. Andrew debunked the shit out of him, but he's a fake guy. You get me? Especially when it comes to BuzzFeed. Anything to do with BuzzFeed is pretty much sad and pathetic. These are the type of black people who couldn't make it through slavery. They couldn't make it to this point. If they was immortal, they wouldn't be able to go through anything our people went through to get us this far.
Back, BuzzFeed released a video called People Try to Live Without Black Inventions for 72 Hours, and I thought it would be interesting to do a deep dive and see how accurate its claims are. And as it turns out, not very accurate at all. It starts out with these two BuzzFeed employees guessing if the items in front of them were invented by white inventors or black inventors.
This is a microphone.
Very observant.
White.
No. Singing too.
Girl.
I'm gonna go with
White.
no.
Black person. This, I believe, is made by a white guy.
Well, Ford, those were white dudes. I'm gonna go with white dude. White man, we established that, right?
Yeah, listen to music and the microphone on this phone. I'm pretty much breaking about like 5 rules. So I'm in the elevator because out to the club and I don't feel like going up 10 flights of steps. So y'all just gonna have to fucking deal with it. Y'all just gonna have to fucking deal with it.
If I was to depend on this generation of people, this guy in particular,
History could never be condensed into a single month. Though, thanks for trying, white people. Seriously.
he's weak to me. Really, really sad. And you can say, oh, well, you don't know him. I know him. You know why I know him? Because I've met him hundreds of times through many people. You get what I'm saying? I've seen people like him. I've heard him. I've talked to him already. I know exactly what he say. He'll go with anything. You get me? And he proved my point. Anybody these days who go with that whole POC, you get me? He can say pioneers of color. It's still the same goddamn thing. Anybody that's trying to separate themselves from anybody else, we are all human. If you don't agree with that, you get me? And if you're not pushing towards that, then you're pretty stupid. You get what I'm saying? I don't give a shit what white people did to us. You get what I'm saying? They did it. You get me? Now let's do better. Let's make it to where they don't do it again. You get what I'm saying? Let's figure that out. That's how I am. You get me? And I really like this video. You get me? I don't like this guy because he's weak.
Seriously, people of color have been making waves since the dawn of time, and we're not stopping anytime soon. So raise a fist, take a knee, and thank a black person. Because without us, your world might look a whole lot different.
He's weak as shit. You get what I'm saying? He's so weak that he doesn't put his name in the video. He don't even put his name in the fucking down below the video. He don't do none of that. You get what I'm saying? So you get what I'm saying? And he only got one of them right. You only get one right, sir. You get what I'm saying? That's so sad. But then people these days, they don't know anything. They know what they know. And then they try to spread that to everything else. You get me? They don't, like I say, I still got the video. I just ain't edited it yet, but it's about the library, bro. What's in your library? I told you I've read a lot of books. I've maintained a lot of knowledge, bro. I can pretty much walk everything back, man. I know I don't talk like I'm fucking from Harvard or something like that, but see, that's y'all problem. I tell y'all all the time, it's fools like this guy right here with these Poindexter glasses and shit and millennial attitude that got you people thinking that maybe, hey, he do know something. He don't know a goddamn thing. He would be washing people's drawers. He couldn't make it in the jungle. You get me? He don't know nothing. He's not smart. You get me? That's why everybody in the comment section is getting on his ass and they know who to go to. When it comes to knowledge, Andrew got him beat. You get me? And this goes to all my black people out there. I love y'all to death. When you know something, I'm with you all the way and will support you 100%. Biden is shit. Kamala Harris is shit. This guy in this video is shit. Andrew is cool. Anyway, bye.